Hey guys, it is October 25th, 2019. This your boy Vulcan Wolverine. I have my webcam in my hand. I was gonna do this video on my phone, but my attackers keep sending me software updates that I can't delete, and I can't even download the software updates, and they take up like 8 gigabytes. So I can't do any videos on my phone. It's the wonderful world of gang stalking, cyber hacking. But I got my ZVS driver up and running. This is the ZVS driver right here. It is 48 volts, 40 amps, I think 1800 watts. I got the most powerful one, right? Um, Now the Tesla coil is really hot. It's running now. I got it running, but you see the switch is here. The switch is right here. The switch wasn't working, so what I did, if you see the power supply, I got the power supply right there. It's 48 volts and like 42 amps. And I'll go over this stuff some more, but I just wanted to show y'all that I have it up and running. I don't want to say, like, it seems like it's working, but I want to let it run for like a day, or, for a little while before I say, before I say how well it works. But I have a feeling it's going to work very well. So this red line in, this is the DC output. The red line in is the live cable. This is an 8 gauge cable. I think we need to go 12 gauge, but I ended up getting some 8 gauge cables, which is this. I got 25 feet of the live cable and 25 feet of the ground cable, and I just have it hooked up straight from the power supply. If you see where the light button is for it to turn on, this is the live cable straight to the ZVS driver, to the plus side, and then the ground is on the negative side. Negative, it's like the DC output, ground to the negative side right here. You guys can see, and the 8 gauge cables are have a lot of copper on the end, so I think we should go 12 gauge, but it still does work. Now, I kind of need some help from some people. I went to the electric store, and y'all see the black plug that's plugged in. It works perfectly for the AC input to the power supply. It has the live wire, the ground wire, and a green wire, and then it just plugs in. I think it's from like maybe a TV or a computer or something. But I also have some grounding plugs. That you can use cables and plug it in and connect it to the power supply. It was a little bit of a project, and I still need to get the switch working, but it is up and running. I did have to unscrew the fan and then put the Tesla coils, unscrew these little screws right here to get the Tesla coils in there, because they didn't just slide in, which I thought they would. I would suggest, if you get a ZVS driver, to get one with the Tesla coil already attached. I'll go over the specific specifications later, but I just wanted to let you guys know on October 25th, 2019, got it all working. Tesla coil is really, really hot, but it's not damaging the table or anything. I'm going to have to get a piece of wood or something to put it on. And I don't want to say anything about how it feels right now, because my attackers could be playing some games, but it just seems like it's going to work. It's a little bit of a project where you're going to need a screwdriver. You're going to need some cables. You need some cables, a switch, and a plug, and then a screwdriver. And what I did to strip the cables, is I just took some scissors and I cut around the plastic right here, and then just pulled it off. Just kind of pulled it off to reveal the copper wire underneath, and then you just unscrew these little connections and put the copper in there. I know a lot of you guys who maybe know or have some knowledge on putting stuff together, electrical stuff together. This is obvious for you, but for me it was kind of a first time around. So I wasn't sure how to connect the cables to the power supply and how to connect the cables to the ZVS driver. It was a fun project though. The stuff wasn't too expensive. I had to get some more stuff like a screwdriver. I got the wrong plug. Like I ordered a two-bladed plug, but you need a plug with a ground in it. But then I ended up getting this. Plug, this black plug that comes out with three cables, one live, one ground, and then I'm not sure what the green one is, but it worked perfectly to plug in the power supply to the wall. The guy was just like, "Hey, you want this? We're not even using it," because he knew I was working on like a little electrical project, electrical components that I needed a power supply to plug in the wall. Um, but I just wanted to let you guys know, I got it running. I'm gonna kind of hang out tonight. I'm gonna kind of hang out tonight and see how well it works. Maybe move around the room. Since I got 48 volts, it's like 1800 watts, 40 amps, I think 40 amps. And the power supply is 42 amps, 48 volts, and then I'm not sure if there's another specification for that. So I got the most powerful stuff. The 8 gauge wires carry 40 amps, so they might be better, but it's really messy. You see, it looks really messy. I don't know how dangerous it is. It doesn't seem dangerous. The only thing, the Tesla coil gets kind of hot. Like I did touch it earlier and it gets really, really hot, but there's no sparks coming out of anything, and I do want to get the switch going, but I'll have to unplug it to turn it off. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So that's kind of what I've been working on lately, and I'm definitely going to help Stacy put hers together. It is kind of a little bit of a project, but once you get going and once you get all your components, the cables, you need a live cable, like not 25 feet probably at least I'd get like 20 feet of 8 gauge or 12 gauge or 10 gauge cables, live cables, then the ground cables, then just cutting off a little bit of the rubber for the end, the copper to show on the end, so you can unscrew the connector. You can unscrew the connector and just put the copper in there and then screw it back in, so you're going to need a screwdriver. So it's a little bit of a project, but I feel like the people who do know how to kind of put this stuff together, they can work with the people who maybe don't. I'm not, I'm gonna kind of let it, let it run for at least a day, I think, and see if it works. It does feel like my body is getting cooler. Does feel like the V2K is kind of getting subdued, but we know that our attackers do kind of play tricks. I think the only other things you'd need to get for it is a screwdriver, have some scissors, or you can get, something to strip the cable. And also, guys, anybody with electric knowledge, like kind of electrician knowledge, put comments in the comment section of if you've done this before, what kind of ZVS driver you got, what kind of power supply you got, what's the easiest way. If somebody can tell me this plug that goes from the wall to the front of my power supply, if somebody recognizes like what kind of, if that's from a television or a computer, can you let me know? Because the guy was just like, oh, we have this hanging around here, you can use this. And I was like, okay, well, I'll grab this and use it. So I mean, once you get started, like I know nothing about electric components, so this was all kind of new to me. A little bit frustrating at first. I lost some tiny screws and stuff like that, but when I got going, it's pretty cool. And just connected the power supply straight to the ZVS driver, and it's running. I need to get something to put the Tesla coil on, but they're really hot. The Tesla coil is really hot, but it's not hurting the table at all. And this is the ZVS driver's running with the fans on top. You want to get either fans or a vent. I heard some people got something where they poured water on it to cool it, and I heard that didn't work out so well. So maybe we need to use fans or vents. And I'll do some live streams later on and go through exactly what I bought. I think there are some simpler power supplies that can plug straight into the wall from the back of the power supply, and then they have some alligator clips that come out in the front. I've seen some people using those. So there may be some simpler power supplies, but I'm not sure how expensive they are. This power supply was about $50. The ZVS driver was about $50. And then all the little accessories are maybe like 20 bucks or 30 bucks or something like that. So it ended up being around $150. And I might have to buy some more, a few more little things, like another switch. I might have to buy another switch because this has 4 connectors. I might just need to buy a simple switch. I'm not sure why this one's not working. See, it has the start and the stop on it. And I would have done this video on my phone. My attacker's like straight up put some software update on my phone, and I can't even delete it. I can't even download it. So it's taken up, you know, where it says like your iPhone storage. It says other, and other is like 10 gigabytes. So they try and fill up my phone, so I can't do videos on my phone. That's about it, guys. That's what I've been working on. I hope all you guys are doing well. I know this targeting really sucks. A lot of people are suffering. You know, just leave in the comments what you guys think. I think, you know, it was a couple of days, you know, I ordered this stuff, put the stuff together. It was a little bit of a project. It was a little bit of a learning experience. Talked to my friend Ken in Canada, and he was kind of helping me out with letting me know that the cables were probably gonna be okay, but I probably will I probably will switch the 8 gauge cables out with 12 gauge cables. They're kind of hard to find separate, and I think you got to order them online separate, but you can just order, like I went to Home Depot, and you've got to get like one big cable with all of like 3 in them, and then cut them out of there. So I prefer to just buy the live cable and the ground cable online, and I couldn't really find that for the 12 gauge when I went out looking. So it is a little bit of a project. I had to search for some things. There may be some easier ways to do it, and that's why I want people like kind of commenting in the comment section. If you've done this, have you found an easier way to put everything together? I just want to show it again. So that's the live cable, the red cable, and then the ground cable on the right, and then it's connected to the power supply. You can put them in any of those plus V's. You can put the live one and then the ground one on the negative V, and then this. I'm also going to take one of these grounding plugs. I'm going to take one of these grounding plugs and run the cables, the live cable and the grounding cable into this, so then I can do that for the power supply, because I think yeah, I think I'm also gonna have to have that. But if anybody recognizes like what this plug, it just looks like a plug to like a TV or something, and then it has blue, brown, and green cables inside. That's a perfect plug for the front of the power supply. And it was very, very fortuitous. The guy didn't even know what I was doing. He knew I had a ZVS driver, but he didn't even know what that is. And he was like, well, here, I just have this lying around. And he just gave it to me, and it worked perfectly. So I guess we had a little bit of a miracle there. It's a miracle that I got this thing together, guys, because I'm really not good with electrical stuff. If it's already put together, if it's like plugging in a video game system or something, I'm all into that. But, you know, doing these components, like I saw the front pieces, and I was like, how do you connect the cables to the screws in the front? And then I actually bought these, which I didn't need to buy. You can buy these little terminal things to put around the screws, but you don't need to. You can just unscrew the screws, and then there's like this little flat pieces that you put the copper into. And it wasn't dangerous. Nothing sparked or anything like that. The only thing is that the Tesla coils kind of get hot. And I'm gonna sit around for a couple of hours. I'm gonna play video games. I don't know if it's gonna I don't want to really show my room, guys. This is the opposite way. You see, this is where I usually sit for the videos, where I'm sitting now. My room's like really a mess because I've been putting this stuff together. But it's like I don't know if the scalar waves will affect my TV or my video game system. I don't think so, you know. But I'm gonna let it run, and I'm gonna let it run so it can create a scalar field. And you know, these weapons are called scalar weapons, you know, scalar-based weapons. Some people call them that. And you know, the guy who did the initial video, I wish they would have, you know, left comments up on those ones that where they were putting it together, where they were explaining this. But I'm going to go ahead and leave my comments up, guys, and I just want everybody, just tell me what you think. Tell me if you've done it before. Tell me if it worked for you. I'm gonna, work with mine. I'm gonna help some people put theirs together, and we're gonna, and we're gonna try it. It does. I've got a great feeling, guys, and it's a little bit of a project, but it's not too hard. It's not too difficult. You just got to buy a couple of components. I would definitely get, because you see how the Tesla coils go into those little holders right there. They didn't just slide in, and I'm not sure. Like, I'm gonna check some other ones and see if they just slide in. But I actually had to unscrew the fan, kind of remove the fan, and then unscrew one little piece of these, and then screw them back over the top of the Tesla coil. And then it was about just cutting the cables a certain length. I mean, just a short length, right, from the power supply to the ZVS driver, and then the ground to the ground on the ZVS driver, and it's all running really well. But I have to unplug it to turn it off, which I'm going to kind of get this switch working, or I may get a simpler switch, because I got, like, it has 4 connections there, and I think I should have just gotten a simple 2 connection switch. I want it to be all cool with my big green start button and my big red stop button, but it ended up not working. But alright, guys, leave some comments. I love you guys. I wish I could have done this video on my phone. It would have been easier for me. My attackers just keep making it difficult. I think we all kind of understand that. This is all for this video, guys. Just tell me what you think. Tell me if you've done it before. Guys with a lot of electric or experience with electrician kind of stuff, leave your comments on what you think might be easier and easier ways to do this and stuff like that. And if somebody, definitely the last thing is if somebody can tell me what they think this is from, what you can get, like a plug in the wall that has 3 cables like this in it, because I'd like to get some of those to help other people who are trying to hook their power supplies up. But there are different power supplies that plug in straight from the power supply. Alright, guys, I love y'all. Just I hope everybody's doing well. Can't think of anything else right now, but we're all just trying to get through this targeting. I do feel I've turned it on, like, I think it's been 30 minutes. So okay, so I'm not going to say anything about how it's working right now, but I got a great feeling. I'm going to let it run tonight. I just wanted to kind of do a video when I got it up and running, so y'all can see kind of exactly how it works and it hooks up. I don't really want to move it or touch it right now because those Tesla coils are hot right there. Okay, guys, I'll see you on the next one. I'll do some live streams this weekend. I've got to help some other people with theirs. Some other people are putting these together. I got to help Stacy with hers. So that other people can kind of start using it and see if it works. Especially if you've done this before, or if you're using one and it's working, please leave a comment letting everybody know. I think that's about it. I hope everybody's just doing well. It's tough stuff. Like the neuro weapons attacks, have been pretty severe. But the noise canceling hearing aids, Dave Case's CD, those eye guards from Less EMF have been working, but it's still very tiring. So I'm hoping that this this can create a field, a scalar field that kind of blocks my attackers from seeing me in the room, and then I can get some good sleep, get some good rest, heal up, and it's not too difficult. It doesn't cost too much. All right, guys. God bless you. God bless everybody. And I'll definitely see you guys on the next one. I love y'all. Just stay strong. All right.